Are you feeling so tight through your upper body? Maybe through our chest, our pecs, a little in the neck? Well, today's class is just for you. Hey friends, it's Kate here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Now, I've got a 10-minute foam rolling class that's really all about opening up across the front of our chest. This is one of my favorite little series or sequences to do after I've been seated for a long time, whether I'm at my desk kind of hunched over or scrolling on my phone. This is one of my favorite things to do to really be kind to my upper body. Now again, I am using a foam roller. It's one of the long ones, so both my head and my tail can be connected to it the entire time. If you don't have one of those, you could also do this rolling up your yoga mat and lying on it the same way that I'm lying on the foam roller. Go ahead, grab your foam roller. Let's get started. Now, I've got my long foam roller down on my mat already. I'm just going to take a seat at the very back edge, almost like I'm gonna fall off, and lie down so my head and my tail connect. Take your hands away from your body. I often like to have my feet a little wider than my hips so I feel nice and supported. Eyes can be opened or closed. It might feel better to have your palms up to the sky like I do, or you can plant the palms firmly on the floor if that feels more supportive. Take a moment just to enjoy that feeling of support the foam roller is giving the body. Can you really relax your shoulders? Can you feel your chest open up? And begin to take a little sway side to side. Now, if at any point you fall off your foam roller, know that I have more than you ever will, and it's totally fine. We don't have to be graceful in this class whatsoever. But just enjoy that nice massage you're getting through the back of the body. It's one of my favorite things to do. Now, when you're ready, find your center. Eyes can stay closed. You could blink them open. Let's reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Take a moment here and soften both shoulders down. We're just going to work on some protraction and retraction. I want you to reach the shoulders up and then pull them down. Reach the shoulders up and pull them down. When you pull the shoulders down, envision pinching or squeezing the foam roller with the tips of your shoulder blades. You can go as fast or slow as you want to. Now this time, let's do more of a true Pilates shoulder slap. I want you to lift the shoulders up, take a big inhale, and as you exhale, just plop them down. Inhale, lift up, exhale, flop them down. This is one of those moves that people either really love or really hate. If you prefer the controlled variation, that's okay. Now this next time, lift the shoulders up, pause, flip the palms so they're facing towards your knees. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, begin to bend your elbows off to the side and try to touch the elbows towards the ground. They may or may not touch. Inhale, stretch the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, bend the elbows. Try to touch them down to the ground. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, pull them down. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, pull them down. A few more times just like that at your own pace. Now this time, bring your elbows down towards the ground and pause. Whether they're touching is totally irrelevant. It's more of just that feeling of pushing the elbows down, fingertips pointing up to the sky. Now, can we keep that lovely little 90-degree bend we've got in our elbows, but start to rotate so your palms face up to the sky. It's now like the back of your hands are reaching for the ground. Rotate so your fingers point up. Rotate so they go down. Rotate right back up. Once or twice more, just like that. Now the next time that we rotate our palms up to the ceiling, we'll pause with them right there. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to draw your elbows, your palms towards one another, almost allowing your chest to cave in. And now exhale, open up, press the elbows, the backs of the palms down. Inhale, bring everything together. And then open right back up. A few more at your own pace. No hurry, no rush. This next time, when we open up our hands to that kind of little cactus shape, we'll just hold right here. Inhale, straighten your arms overhead towards the wall behind you. Exhale, make that cactus shape again. Now you might be able to graze the back of your hands across the ground or mat. They might be floating up a little higher than mine. That's all right. It's perfectly fine that we look a little different. Just take that as fast or slow as you'd like to go. Enjoy that great big stretch. The next time you reach your hands back behind you, hold there. Now let's think about our lower body a little bit here. Stomp down into your feet, and I want you to imprint your spine. That means to press the low back down into your foam roller. I want you to firmly keep your feet planted in the floor and then ever so lightly stretch longer through your right side, growing long from your hip through your side body, out your right fingertips. Let that go. Stomp down into your left foot, grow long through the left side. Great big inhale. Let it go. Once again, stretch longer through the right side. Stretch longer through the left side. Now stretch equally through both hands. Exhale, cactus your arms again, pushing the elbows, the backs of the hands down, a little bit different. Now try to pull your elbows, keeping that 90-degree bend in your elbows, towards your hips or even towards the foam roller. When you can't bring them in anymore, begin to straighten your arms so your fingertips reach to your heels, and then circle them up overhead. Flip the palms, cactus the arms. Beautiful. Make that great big shape again, stretching the fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, lift up. Flip the palms open. Reach them down. Lift up. Flip the palms. Stretch open. Bring it down. Once or twice more at your own pace. Now this time, both hands lift to the sky, pause. Go ahead and give yourself a little hug. Reach for your opposite shoulders. Now I do like to take my feet a little bit wider and then just take a little sway side to side, a little rock and roll. Come back to center, open the arms up to a T, and then reach for the opposite shoulder, opposite hand on top and bottom. And again, take that little rock and roll. Now return to center and pause. Take your hands nice and far away. This one might be a little bit funky. I bring my feet so they're just a little bit wider than my hips, and I'm going to start to scooch closer towards the back edge, and I want the edge of the foam roller to very lightly touch right where your skull kind of begins. Not on the neck itself, but it's gently kind of pushing into the back of your head. Now that can be a nice little spot just to hang out there. I also find it feels very good to sway or kind of point my nose from the right to the left, so I get a little massage to the back of my head. And then I'm gonna pause here and scooch a little closer. So now the foam roller is really supporting the back of the neck. And I'm just letting my head kind of dangle off. If that feels unpleasant, of course we don't have to do it. But for me, this is one of my favorite stretches for the front of my throat, and then also some nice little massage for the back of my neck, my head. And again, if you want to lightly point your nose kind of right and left, getting a little of an extra sort of sensation. Now I could stay here for another few breaths, and if you want to, you're more than welcome. But eventually, scooch yourself back into the middle of your foam roller so your spine is long and straight again. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, gracefully or awkwardly roll off and over to one side. Just come up to a nice tall seat. Take a moment to feel so tall, so proud of your body, and as always, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank yourself for doing something so good and just for you. I certainly hope you enjoyed class. I cannot wait to see you again.